Look at this thing. This design is something else. Is it intact? It's intact. Look at that. Look at that design. I'm in Bottineau County, North Dakota, at the ghost town of Omemee. During pioneer times, there were businesses and houses lining the streets. At present, there's hardly a foundation left. Last winter, I was granted access to a major historic North Dakota photo collection that had several pictures of Omemee. Through those pictures, some historic deed records, and old maps, I was able to locate where some of the buildings once stood out here. I've got permission to excavate the grounds in search of artifacts, so we'll take a walk around and see what's going on. This was the south side of Main Street. It's hard to imagine, but there were businesses all along here. There was a post office, a drugstore, a restaurant, a rooming house, several other stores. We've been working the area towards the back of where the lots once were, and I think we found a spot to dig. About 100 feet in from Main Street, I was gridding this out, and I had pushed a probe rod through the ground here. You'll see these markers that show the corners of what I found. I had hit a loss of compaction, some ashes, some objects were felt down there. We'll get this thing opened up. Getting down into some kind of use layer here. The ground softened up a bit. It's on the top of a soda bottle. A.B. Carey and Son, Kenmare, North Dakota. That's World War I era. They had a branch here in Omemee. I'm guessing that's how their bottle ended up here. Looks like a baking extract. No embossing, would have had a paper label on the front. And another. Okay, this one's a tooled top, and it's kind of an unusual color, kind of a deeper color. That's would have had a paper label circa 1910. What's this thing? Looks like a little tooled top bottle, some kind of a pharmaceutical. Now this, we're getting down into kind of a use layer. You can see the color change. The age is getting better as well. That's, I'd say, circa 1905. Look at that. Wow, that's a bromo seltzer. This is one of the bigger ones I've dug. Maybe not the biggest size, but you usually don't see them like this. They're usually a 1 or 2 ounce. Oh yeah, solid use layer. Had this thing on the side here. Looks like a shoe polish bottle. That's a fully machine made. Would have had a cork with a wire on it and a brush for polishing boots and shoes. Looks like another extract bottle. I did find the bottom of this pit. Looks like it's a tooled top, no other embossing. This is the final side here. We'll see. It was definitely an old outhouse pit. There were some undigested seeds. These ash layers had been thrown over to neutralize the smell way back when. There's no smell left now. This pit's done. Here's the hall. It was a small pit dated from about the World War I era into the 1920s. Got a little bit of stuff here. This blue bottle at Big Bromo is really cool. A few baking extracts, prescription bottle, shoe polish, pharmaceutical, that soda bottle from Kenmare. I did pull out a melted pickle bottle in the backfill and a horseshoe. Not a lot, but it was a fun dig. We'll get this thing filled back in. This one cleaned up real nice. Just behind it here to the south, you'll see I kicked some marks in the ground. I think we have another pit. I'll get this thing opened up. Not even a foot down, and we're hitting all kinds of pieces here. No, there's been tractors driving over this for 100 years. Amazing how well the ground keeps things preserved. Got an early machine-made liquor flask, a pint. That's pre-prohibition, circa World War I era. It's like a tooled top extract. Same era, could date back further, closer to 1910. Some broken extract bottles. Oh, what's this here? Huh. Early machine-made piece. It's an extract, possibly a medicine. Based on the other ones, it's likely an extract. Got an early machine-made beer, pre-prohibition, World War I era. Looks like a solid use layer down here, getting some color change. Might be in an old outhouse pit. And another machine-made beer, same World War I era. I'm amazed at how close to the surface this stuff is buried. It's in some hard-packed ash though. The pit must have been capped off with it back in the day. Looks like this might be a brick. Okay. Amazing, this little bottle survived. Look at that. It's little machine-made extract, World War I era. Looks like it's a broken prescription bottle. Would have been a tooled top. Alright, an early machine-made beer, machine-made crown top. A lot of broken stuff in here, but so close to the surface, that's expected. Like another prescription bottle. Okay, it's a crown oval, maybe a Dakota oval style. That's better age, circa 1905. Still down this little layer here. And haven't found bottom yet. Here's a little early machine-made piece. Could be an apothecary of some sort. Could have held tablets. Looks like a little extract, maybe a medicine. It's a tooled top. And another. Might have been some baking going on here. There was a restaurant in the vicinity. Oh, what's going on with this thing? another prescription bottle. Either a Crown Oval or a Dakota Oval. It's in great shape. Looks like we may have a beer, some kind of beer bottle. Oh yeah, and there's some seeds. I think those are undigested seeds. This is likely an old outhouse pit. Oh, there's a couple pieces down here. Oh, that's got some great age. You know what? It's early machine made. Early machine made Crown Top beer. It's pre-prohibition. And this one's a tooled top. A little better age. WF&S Milwaukee, that's William Franzen and Sons. They were a popular beer bottle manufacturer. This dates back to about 1910. I noticed just below the surface here some dirt moved away, and I saw what looked to be a soda bottle. Now I see some embossing on this thing. It's got a slug plate. Could be an earlier piece. Looks like it's in good shape. What do we have here? It's a tooled top. Devil's Lake Bottling Works, Devil's Lake, North Dakota. You can see the heels broken out. Its old damage would have been likely why it was discarded. Otherwise they would have returned it, got the deposit back, which was likely a penny, maybe 5 cents. That was a significant amount back in the day though. Down here, got some kind of a little prescription bottle sticking out of the side. It's another Dakota Oval, maybe a Crown Oval. It's a little earlier, it is lower though. I'd put this one at about 1905. Another prescription bottle, Rex Oval style. This one's got the reinforced lip on it. I'd put it at about 1910. Working my way across the east side here. Looks like there's a few goodies. Some kind of medicine or extract bottle. It's a tooled top. Now this one seems to be stuck in here a bit. Oh, no embossing. Okay, it's a Victor style. I believe that's the style of bottle. It's a prescription type, probably 1908 to 1916. And another, still has some groundwater in it. That same Victor style. Crown Oval style prescription bottle. Let's see here. These things are never embossed. But yeah, that's circa 1905. That's a nice one. Looks like a beer or a soda. Let's see. Still kind of lodged in. Yeah, it looks like a pre-prohibition unembossed beer. It's a machine-made crown top. And another Rex Oval style prescription bottle, circa 1905. And maybe another prescription bottle. Oh, I thought this one would have been locally embossed. It's got increments on the front. I think that puts it somewhere between 1908 and 1916. And another tool top prescription bottle. No embossing though. It's a Blue Ribbon style. I think that's the brand, could be the company, but would have had a paper label. That's in that same date range, 1908 to 1916. This pit's done. Here's the haul. Everything dated back to around the World War I era. You got a liquor bottle, some extracts, beers, some metal pieces, a cogwheel, some horseshoes, that Devil's Lake soda bottle, good few prescriptions, ink, some kind of pharmaceutical product. There you have it. We'll get this thing filled back in. There's the first two pits we dug out here in the field. Just back here, you'll see I kicked some other marks in the ground. I think we have another pit. It was typical for them to be put in line. We'll get it opened up. We're not even a foot below the surface and we're already finding stuff. Looks to have good age. There's tooled top pieces here. This blue one caught my eye. There's no embossing on this thing, but I assume it could have been some kind of bromo seltzer, bromo caffeine. It's a tooled top. It's well over 100 years old. Looks like we might have some liquor flasks. This pit is just packed with stuff. I'm amazed it survived so long here. A Mikado style liquor flask. It's before Prohibition. I'd put this at about 1910. And another. This one doesn't have the ring under the lip. That's interesting. There's probably another liquor flask here. And another. Look at that. Mikado style flask. And another. You know, these could be closer to 1905. Wow. Now there's a few others over here. It's like another Mikado style flask. That's The same circa 1905. It's got that glass stopper. It's kind of cool. An old dry cell battery. These were charged by windmills. They used them for lights and powering radios, things along those lines. And another flask. There's a lot of drinking going on here. These usually held whiskey or brandy, something along those lines. Looks like some kind of paneled bottle here. I've loosened it up. Tooled top medicine, unembossed, would have had a paper label, likely some kind of cough syrup. Another liquor flask. It's got a tooled top glass stopper, circa 1905. Looks like we might have another one over here. Yeah, same type of bottle, glass stopper, tooled top, circa 1905. Would have held liquor, likely whiskey or brandy. We're into a solid use layer. You got this green bottle I've been working on. Look at that. Piso's Cure, the Piso Company, Hazelton and Company. I've dug these before. It's a Piso's Cure for consumption. It was actually a cannabis medicine. This one's got a tooled top. It's beautiful. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff down here. Barely get the trowel through the ground. It's a Dakota Oval or Crown Oval style prescription bottle, circa 1905. Now what's going on with this? Oh yeah, Sanford. Okay, it's an ink bottle. That's a really nice one too. It's got some sharp corners on it. Broken beer bottle. Oh, what's going on here? Looks like it's got some good iridescence. It's another prescription bottle, circa 1905. Oh, what do we have here? Wow, that is an old beer. American Bottle Company. It's a tooled crown top. There's look at that solid use layer. All right, another prescription bottle. Looks like a kind of like a Rex Oval, but it isn't. It's a different design. That's circa 1905. Look at all these liquor flasks. They're just stacked in here. That's a tooled top Mikado style, like we've been finding, circa 1905. And another. This thing is just stacked in here. Looks like a Rex Oval style prescription bottle. This pit's solid 1905. I'm starting to think there was a saloon being run out of this place. It's a higher volume liquor bottles than we usually get. See this here, These are undigested seeds. That's the hallmark of an outhouse pit. Looks like they're raspberry or tomato seeds. Another liquor flask. Look at this thing. This design is something else. Is it intact? It's intact. Got a little chip out of it, but that is insane. Look at that. Look at that design. That's a semi-porcelain, definitely a Victorian era English-made coffee cup, teacup. Now this one's ready to fall out here. It's another liquor flask. Looks like bottles are just stacked in here. This thing was capped off with some really hard packed clay. Broken liquor flasks in here. It's just smashed on top of each other. Another Mikado style flask. And another. This thing's just stacked with bottles. Alright, now will this beer bottle come out here? Here we go. Early machine-made piece. Machine-made crown top, no embossing. Look at that. PD and Company. That's a Park Davis and Company. They had a major pharmaceutical supply chain, I believe out of Michigan. That's a really classic looking old bottle, and it's got the cork in it. A bigger flask, Mikado style. And another. I'm fairly certain there was a saloon being run out of this place. And another. The alcohol containers continue. This looks like another beer bottle. Tooled crown top. Made by the American Bottle Company. And another Mikado flask. Oh, this pit's just stacked. And another. I'd say I'm now completely sure this was a saloon pit. Little prescription bottle. This one's earlier. I guess it is down further in the use layer. It's a tooled top. Maybe circa 1900 on this one. That's unusual. Some kind of, might even be cut glass. That's wild. It's yeah, some kind of pressed piece, I believe. That's, could have been a picture of some sort. A little ointment pot. Threaded top, isn't a ground lip. I found the sides and bottom, was clearing out the backfill layer, and saw another Mikado style liquor flask. I couldn't tell you how many of these we pulled up out of here now. And that's clay. This bit's done. Here's the haul. This was no doubt a saloon pit. Everything dated back to about 1905. Got a good variety. A couple beers, pharmaceutical ink, some medicines, prescription bottles, dry cell battery. I'm loving that coffee cup, and a bunch of liquor flasks. All in all, not too bad. We'll get it filled back in.